Hi guys, Modern Founder here. Today we're going to be going over 3 things that have helped me achieve my goals and hopefully they'll help you too. The reason I'm only going over 3 things is because I believe these are the main ingredients that have had an impact on my ability to achieve goals or just complete tasks, whether that's in my study, my career, my entrepreneurial goals, or anything in between. I believe the first goal is pretty generic and you've probably heard it a million times, but yet you've not done it. And that's to delete your social medias. Many people think simply blocking notifications or turning them off or setting themselves a time in the day where they check their social medias is enough, but I believe sometimes drastic measures need to be made in order for us to achieve our goals. That means deleting Facebook, Instagram. You can leave WhatsApp, you probably use that for work and then you can message your friends on that. Snapchat and any other platform that involves any kind of feed or any kind of live story mode where you can, watch your friends or see adverts and just waste time. There are 2 main reasons I tell you to delete social medias. One of them is quite obvious, and that's it's a time waster. We spend often too long and too many hours scrolling through the feed like zombies, seeing if anything new comes on, whether that's memes, friends' photos, even, influencers or so-called celebrities. We're spending our time giving attention to adverts, influencers, friends' photos rather than on our own goals. The second reason I tell you to delete social media is because it affects us mentally. There's been thousands of research studies showing how social media negatively impacts our brains. Constantly being overloaded with dopamine through scrolling and things like that means that our receptors are completely drained. So any basic task like completing a goal or getting up in the morning or even eating food no longer feels satisfying. Social media shows similar effects to drug abuse, gambling addiction, and any other kind of substance addiction there is. More importantly, it drains your happiness. There's many times I find myself scrolling through social media, looking at influencers, or even seeing adverts pop up for the services I should buy, or adverts targeted on what I've been looking at or I've been searching, trying to make me buy something new, either for the kitchen, for myself, that'll improve my life. And often it's just overwhelming how much information there is. People say that internet is the age of mass information, but to be fair, it's the age of misinformation. There's way too much out there and you need to realize when to block it out. The second tip I have for you to achieve your goals is to work on yourself. Alongside your business, your projects, and your ideas, you need to remember that the reasons those things are going to succeed is because you're able to bring them to success. If your character is not strong enough to go through the failures that your projects will meet, if your mind is not able to be prepared for the hatred you'll receive, and if you're not motivated enough to continue and work on it every day, even once that initial motivation has gone away, then you won't be able to succeed with your project. Just as Stephen Covey says in 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, that book is truly amazing, there'll be a link in the description, I recommend reading it, is that all external success first depends on the internal character of the person succeeding. If you truly want to succeed, make sure you build your character. Make sure you realize that all the experiences you've had, all the things you're learning, all the things you're absorbing are building you to be a better person. It's time to realize that when you're happy, when you're well, and when you're stable, so is your business. Remember, your happiness and your productivity go hand in hand. If your happiness is low, then so is your productivity. Don't let your projects suffer by not spending enough time caring for yourself. And the third and final tip, which I think is crucial to all entrepreneurs, founders, people taking on external projects that rely a lot on externalities which we can't control, such as making money, being able to get followers, is to set yourself stoic goals. Stoicism is a philosophy which deserves a video on its own. There's thousands of videos on the internet, I'll link a really good one in the description that I've watched. This thing that I've sort of created for myself called Stoic Goals is the idea of setting yourself goals without relying on externalities. Stoicism, at its most basic principle, divides the world into 2 things: the external events and your internal control. You cannot control external events, such as whether people like you, whether you'll get the job, whether you'll make X amount of money or get Y amount of followers. But what you can control is your internal mind and how you react to all of these things. This includes whether you react to them negatively, positively, and whether that influences you to do different. How this applies to Stoic goals is the idea of setting yourself goals that don't rely on externalities. And what I mean by that is set yourself goals that only rely on your internal mind and your ability to do and your actions. A real life example I could give you of this, where I've been able to use it, is within my SaaS business. I've set myself Stoic goal where instead of relying on the externalities of I want 100 users this month, I set myself an equivalent internal goal, which was I was going to spend £100 on marketing and try my best to get 100 users. Now my happiness and my success does not rely on the externalities which I cannot control, because those 100 users may or may not subscribe to my service even if the advert is perfect. But what I can make sure is that I succeed in this goal if I'm able to put the work in, if I'm able to put that capital in, and if I'm able to study and learn enough from that marketing. This way I'm still working towards the same goal, but not sacrificing my happiness or success or worrying about externalities which I cannot control. I'm able to focus precisely on what I can do. Yeah, I feel like the Stoic goals is, it's one of the fundamentals that is really helping me succeed, and I truly think it will help you too. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope the jump cuts weren't too much. This is my first video in front of the camera, so I hope I was able to transfer the value in this video enough. Please leave a comment down below and I'll answer it. Subscribe if you're looking for more entrepreneurial advice or philosophical views on life, whether that's with software engineering, founding a business, or just living life in general. This is something I'm constantly exploring, and I'm looking to share my knowledge with you via this channel. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.